Mr. Zombie, I'm trying to record the intro. Jeez, you are rude, you sneaky devil. Bam. See you later, buddy. Hello, everyone, and welcome back to another episode of Hermitcraft. Oh, jeez, it's coming for me. It's coming for me. I'm prepared. I'm ready. You're burning to death. I wasn't prepared. I wasn't ready. It took me by surprise. Whew. Alright, we're okay now. Once they're on fire, they just ignore the player. They're trying to get out of here. They're trying to find some shade. You need to go under the tree, buddy. I'm starting recording over here because I came through this portal a moment ago and I wasn't ready to record. It's early in the morning. I like to get up really early and start my day. It's when I'm most energetic and ready to go. And yeah, I needed to warm up my voice before I recorded. And I wanted to show you the tag building at night. And of course the sun has come up, but from over here in the Concorp, Convex, Con whatever area, this building just looks fantastic. Now this is why I took the time. I always want to try and aim high when I play Minecraft and do the best that I can. And unfortunately, it took me a little bit to get to this, right? Like a couple of weeks. Sometimes it's like that with building, you know, you want to try and find the best thing that you can do and it can come to you quickly or it can take a little bit of time. And I apologise again to anyone out there who's frustrated that the tag game has been put on hold. When it comes back, we're going to have some rules to make it easier for you guys to follow the game and some rules to ensure that there's going to be lots of chaos and twists with each round of this game. But the first thing that we have to do is sort out our interiors, and I've got a very straightforward and simple plan. We're going to have an entrance, then we're going to have like a hallway room here, and then the person who is tagged is going to head up inside the building for a series of challenges. When they get to the top, they will then plummet back down to an underground area. I'm probably saying too much. I need to start building, so I should put down my ender chests, my boxes, and get ready to start doing some building here. Alright, some basic blocks prepared, and I am hyped because the palette in front of us is blank and I am totally in the mood for a recording right now. Recording? I mean building! Jeez, doing both. How about that? I'm in the mood. It's clearly the morning. So I've been doing some vocal warm-ups and I think I've managed to untie my tongue, which is very important when you're recording. And talking about the blank palette that is in front of us for building today, this is actually something I did in a live stream. We did a little bit of preparations for the tag building itself and came up with a nice and simple, very clean floor design, just alternating the blocks like this. And then over in these corners, what we're going to do is try not to fall into a hole. We're going to introduce a new block to the palette, granite, and this might be subject to change because I think we need to think very carefully about what blocks we're going to introduce inside of our builds. But these will go over here, and we're going to put armor stands in the very middle of them, and when we add the hermit heads to the server, we'll be able to put some of the hermits in here that have been tagged, and maybe even use these little spaces to create a scenario that kind of recreates one of the tagging events. So when you head in here, you get a little bit of history about the game. So the achacha wood has been extended upwards, the stone bricks have been brought outwards, and there are now these jungle wood beams going across. There are a few other little details like fence posts up there that you might not see, and had a little bit of inspiration while working on this, and then I was like, oh, we've already got a light source in here, but the light source was to do something like this, which is what we've done on the outside of the building, and I actually feel like the cobblestone doesn't look so good in here, and it's a little bit clunky on the sides, so maybe we can actually go with the idea that I had, was to put the light down at the bottom. Now, the closer to the ground the light source is, the more area it's going to cover and stop things spawning, so this is good for multiple reasons. I'm just wondering, does that actually look okay? Because the wood kind of ends, but the thing is it's also hidden a little bit by the granite. I think we can get away with that, although I might actually change that to be a sea lantern. This is interesting. I've added some stone bricks at the entrance here to create an arc, and I actually really like it. It looks really good, and I think that's because it lines up with the blocks over on this side. There is a creeper nearby. It's time to put down a bar so that you cannot enter. Whew. Okay, that was really, really close. I think we might need to fill it in here and throw in some details as well. But the arc is kind of linked to another arc that we've got over here, which is wider than the width of this because we're going to go into a very big room. And I'm actually going to copy that arc over to these bits as well, the two windowed areas on either side. And then we need to figure out like the layout and block palette. This is one of them moments where I need to stop recording and take a fair bit of time to figure out what's next. That is looking pretty grandiose. I like the direction this is going in. We're going to have a nice sort of spherical roof, maybe not too spherical. I don't know. I'm seeing something come together here. And the block that we've introduced to the palette is the bone block, and it goes really well next to the two clays we've seen on the outside. So those are going to be the colours for this room right here. I've also introduced lapis as well, as it matches those two colours really nicely, but it's very vibrant, and when it's out here on its own, it just sticks out so much more than the granite did. If we were to swap this over for something like light clay, I think it is, yeah, just not got the definition. This is very plain texture. Another thing that I'm struggling with is probably the floor height. I know that I'm going to move it up by one because, I don't know, it just feels like that's where it should be. But also, what are we going to do with this floor? I feel like repeating this texture again might be a mistake. So those are the areas where I'm struggling a little bit. But I know what I need to do up top. So I think what we should do is extend this around to the other sides and finish our ceiling for the first floor. I just got completely ninja creepered. And I'm back at the spawn. Like, that thing had spawned inside of the building. And it's probably blown up some of the building. I'm flabbergasted. Which way is out of here? I think it's that direction. Got my items back, placed about 3 blocks over here, and as far as I can tell, it didn't damage anything really. Didn't even blow up the sea lanterns. I also lost my 150 levels of XP. Yep, that's the thing, I guess. In front of us we now have diorite. This actually mixes into the palette really well, so doing away with the lapis. The floor's been raised by 1. It's the same materials over here. I don't know if it'll change, but the structure around here, this room, is looking gorgeous. And I've just been building this staircase in the middle, which kind of spoils the view, to be fair, but we need to put a staircase somewhere, and it makes sense for it to be wrapped around this middle column, which is actually essential because the player is going to go up to the top and then make their way down to an underground area at the bottom. They're going to fall down there, so we need to have this. So this is kind of what I'm working with at the moment, and I'm not sure if I should change any materials here, but I wanted to show you how the room is going so far. Oh yeah, just as proof that this is going to look cool, I've put the armor stands in place. They all need a little bit of nudging like this, so they can go in the very center. Alrighty then, I have decided we need a little bit of a break from the tag building. We'll be doing lots more over there this episode for sure, but it's always a really good idea just to break up the flow, I think. Go and do something else for a little bit, get your head out of a project and then get back into it. And you will see that I am flying over an area that has been partially deforested. This is the second part of the shopping area, and I think we're at a point now where this area has become quite cramped and there are lots of little shops all clustered together, and it's a good time to expand, which is what we're going to be working on. But first of all, I would like to check out a secret shop that people have been telling me about, okay? So this is Isgal's Black Pearl, and there is apparently the black of the Black Pearl or something along those. Am I stuck in swimmy flight? Yeah. Yep, this happens every now and then. Just unable to escape the fly mode. It looks kind of funny though. Hopefully it will help us get to where we were going. We were just here the other day buying prismarine blocks, weren't we? And I never noticed that over the back here there is something going on here. You can go underneath. You can swim through to this place. There is a sword in the stone. That is a beautiful detail. I like that ever so much. There's also poor little phantom man in a cage looking miserable. And this chappie right here. There is some very nice detailing going on. I like the paper on the desk. So this is Isgal's Black Book right here. Let's have a little read. The Black Book of the Black Pearl. To order a hit on a fellow hermit, simply enter the target in this book. Do not sign. Who am I going to put in this book, my friends? I'm going to write a name, I'm going to drop off 64 diamonds and leave. And I want to know if you know who it is. So leave your comments down below. What I'm going to do right now is craft some torches. There is a problem in this area, and that is that mobs seem to be spawning everywhere, specifically in this place over here, which has now been absolutely plastered with torches to the point where I think you might call this a prank or vandalism. I'm not sure what the line is there. But I want to run around here and throw down some torches, and I know that torches don't look great, so in the future what I'm going to do is organise like a stream day where all the hermits come over here, tidy up the place and try and make it look real nice. Oh, hey, no! Iscal just shot me. What's he playing at? What's he playing at? Oh, he's shooting me again. He's hiding behind there. I got a trident. Watch out, Iscal. Uh-oh. I'm not actually using the trident. Okay. The battle is on. You see, the name that I put in that book might have been my own name. I fancy a little bit of PvP action. I wanted to vet his shop. That's the real reality. I wanted to vet Iscal's shop. Do you know what we could do right now? We could do that and make sure that that is there. And he's getting a little bit too close to me. He's got me in the hole. Oh, jeez. Okay, it's time to panic. Also, Iscal can fly. And I'm not healing. I am the sitting duck. Okay, putting on the shield was a bad idea. And using the shield would have been a great idea. And the shield did not work. Iscal, you've probably got me, right? He's trying to get away. He's trying to get away. Okay, we had him low. Okay, right. Oh, no. That could have killed me. Half a heart. I'm a sitting duck. I'm a literal sitting duck. Okay, let's keep it moving. Oh, jeez. He's going to get me now. Oh, jeez. I'm in the water. Keep running. I've got a bucket of luck. Oh. I desperately need to eat. Maybe into the caves? Let's go into the caves. What if I could place some blocks down and make myself safe? That would be amazing. Okay, now's the time to place the lava. And it's a dead end. Wait, is he gonna scoop it up? Iscal, get trident. Oh, jeez, he's placing blocks. I've put myself in a dead end. This is a very bad idea. Very, very bad idea. I regret this. I regret this a lot. Okay, I think we've successfully vetted Iscal's Hitman shop. It's pretty good service. Looking back at the footage, I think there was a moment when Iscal was a little bit of a sitting duck. He had the elytra on, so no chest plate, and my sword can hit hard. Man, I chose to eat instead of swinging the sword, and that means that this could have been very different, you see. I was simply vetting his shop. I wanted to find out if this was the real deal. What I didn't expect is for the response to be so swift in the same episode, and what's funny is I literally left this shop, went outside, started placing the torches. It couldn't have been more than 2 to 3 minutes, and Iscal had already gotten on top of this order. I wonder if the orders get scrubbed from the book as well. Completed in episode 28. Well, now you know what number to go to if you want to check it out from Iscal's perspective and see his side of the PvP. So over here it says successfully vetted and approved. I want to put like a diamond on the sign so it looks like a little bit of a logo or an emblem. I was thinking of even doing something with like bones crossing each other as well, but it's really difficult to work with these armor stands in a small space. I have to stand directly here to not accidentally activate any of the other stuff, and I've just learned that once the armor stand goes inside the block, it is going to turn black. So I think what we need to do is rotate it around and then move it out of there so that the diamond can be on the front. So now I'm looking at this and thinking, if I could nudge the diamond up a little bit more and put the words like around it on either side of the sign, that would be amazing. But I don't know if I'd be able to break the sign and place it again, and I don't want to take that risk. It took me a fair bit of time to get this into this position, so there should be one thing left to do, which is stand visibility. And now, that looks really good now the armor stand is gone. Cool. Yeah, it's just hanging off the sign. That's really good. I can't send it any closer to the sign though, otherwise most of it will disappear. Oh man, that's really, really great. Well, there we go. Our business here is concluded. I've placed down many torches, and while I was doing that, nighttime turned, and there were creepers and nasty things everywhere, and so I've had to put a lot of torches all over the place. Wherever you look, you'll be seeing some torches now in this area. One thing I haven't done is put the torches directly on the Hermit's builds themselves. That's something I've avoided. So now there's ugly torch spam everywhere, and I'm hoping that will encourage the Hermits to see the torches as a problem and come up with better lighting solutions for them. That is something that I definitely need to do myself, of course. I was just watching GRIN's episode, and I thought I'd leave him a couple of tips over here as it goes. But I noticed something off in the distance. Scars Island, what a gorgeous view from over here. That is a beautiful build. I saw him open his ender chest and I can't help myself. I needed to leave a hint here. So Silk Touch for picking up the ender chest. Shulker boxes in ender chest equals bigger backpack. And another really good tip, drink when flying to look at base. I do this, other hermits do this. You use a rocket to look at a build and then you just approach it too quickly. So the slow falling is going to slow you down. I just had to quickly refresh my memory on what this looked like when we last saw it, and there was no roof coming all the way into the center here, so now we've got that view. And I've gone ahead and I've built the entirety of the room above because there's not actually a lot to put in it at the moment. All of my notes for the things that are really interesting come after that room up there. So what I think we're going to do is add an item frame about here, put a book inside of it explaining that going up the staircase is only for players who are tagged. And then in this room right here we're going to add a couple of murals made out of armor stands of the hermits, recreating the scenes from the tag game itself. So we'll probably have one over here, one on this wall and one on that side as well, which gives all of that space its purpose. But this is going to be for the tagged player only. So when a player is tagged, it is a ritual for them to come up to this place, and it's going to walk them through some challenges and explain the rules to them and introduce new rules with each round of tag. So this loft right here is actually going to be pretty barren as it looks right now. I need to add a way to the next floor, and I don't think I want it to be a ladder like this that's central. It'll probably be a ladder over in the corner, so I'm trying to rattle my brain and think of things to put in here. The lighting is done with sea pickles, so it can be a little bit on the corners and then a lot in the middle where we've got this design again, and then the room is what it is. So it's going to lead up to the next place, and this is where we're going to have the most fun. Alright, so I figured it out. This is how it's going to work. We have a little bit of a staircase just in this corner over here that swiftly takes us up into the next area. Now this is where the decorations are really going to fall away. Oh my goodness me. Okay. You were very close and now you're dead. Right. That's a problem. One of the reasons I slabbed the floor in here is because I didn't want anything spawning, but I also wanted to make this kind of like a dark and dingy room. We're now getting into the back areas. There's not going to be any fancy decorations. And we're going to build a rickety staircase that goes upwards. And this is going to be known as the Walk of Shame. And you can thank Grian for this idea, as we were discussing some of the things that would happen during this tag game. So the Walk of Shame will require a little bit of redstone knowledge, as one of Giarian's ideas was to pelt the player with arrows and eggs from out of a dispenser. So we will do that, and a couple of simpler little traps as well. So this is our rickety staircase heading around the outside here. I think the underside is going to need a little bit of work to it, possibly to hide some of the redstone as well. I think it might be a better idea to shock the player as opposed to them being able to see the redstone and anticipate something. But this bit right here, very simple. Player stands on the pressure plate and then something can be activated. So that'll probably be like a renamed item. What I'm thinking is that we can include some other ideas like splash potions of slowness or maybe even poison, and also items that are renamed with like an insult, like, you know, your tags, you suck. I mean, that's literally the best thing I can come up with right now. So what I'm going to do is talk to Grian and get the ideas properly implemented in this place. So sometimes the redstone will be a little bit more complicated, perhaps. Maybe not right now. I mean, that one directly powers it. That's okay. So this one here could have a full block there and a piece of redstone there and then power it. So we're starting off with the simpler bits, and as we get further up and we get more room for more circuits, we can put in some like rapid fire dispensers. So if you don't know to jump here, you get knocked off. And even if you run straight over this next bit, the dispensers get activated for a moment because of the piston extend and release time. If you stay here though, they will get activated a lot. So we're probably going to fill those with eggs, I reckon. So that's about as far as we're going to get today. I need to punch these torches out. When I make my episodes, I kind of have like a point that I want to get to. And that point is always a little bit too ambitious for the time I have to make the episodes. And as a rarity, I'm actually going to be uploading this episode the day that you watch it, which is something I don't do very often. Usually I have things done in advance. So time is upon me. And now that the torches have been punched out, let's just walk over it again. It's kind of in the dark, so it's going to be pretty crazy. And I didn't even jump. I even knew it was there, and I didn't jump. Also, this thing was getting pretty high, so it's going to have another little extension across here that's going to be about the same sort of height. And then we will get back over the top of where we started it, and it will go into the next room. But we're not done just yet. We have a job to request. I'm going to call in the services of Zombie Cleo, who has a shop for creating armor stand, mural type things. And like I said, we wanted to have a scene in each of these places. So we've got to take a trip over to Cleo's shop to drop off a request. So I've made some notes of what the murals are going to be. Number one, Mumbo tags green with redstone. That was kind of a classic moment. This one is just fresh in my memory. Cub swoops from the skies on Asuma. What I need to do is drop off a chest over here and maybe put a couple of Elytra wings in for Cleo to use. So I'll probably come back here and drop off some supplies or things that might be useful. And then over on this side we have Tango Spies on Convex. That one was just absolutely hilarious. And I don't know how Cleo would represent that here, because it was like a half underground, half above thing, but there's always ways to get stuff done in this game, right? So 3 little murals in this place will really bring this room to life. Anyway, let's head over to Cleo's shop. Now, before you take to the comments pointing out my grammatical nonsense and misspelt words, I know I make mistakes, it's alright. Here it says, Dear Cleo, the Hermitcraft tag building requires 3 murals commemorating memorable moments in the tag game's history. At the Tag HQ, there are 3 mural locations in the lobby. I will provide any supplies needed and pay handsomely. Thanks, Asuma. There we go. So, title. Request. Yes, we're making a request. And that, my friends, is where we're going to end this episode. We'll be working on the tag building again next episode, but that is it from me. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you soon with another episode of Hermitcraft. Ciao for now. Bye-bye.